Good to go there. Okay. Zoe, start talking.
Hello, everybody. Are we good?
Got several waitings.
Did you unmute us?
Several hays. Yep.
I feel like our
Can y'all hear us?
heads are kind of low.
Oh, I thought Lori was talking about some issue with the live. She's talking about her computer. I was like, how would Lori know if my backspace and delete button weren't working?
All right, everybody's here. She said stupid spider. She must have a spider in her computer and done hit it.
I reckon.
Steve said howdy.
All right. So tonight we are back videoing with the phone.
But we have the backup computer.
We have the webcam on backup just in case. So if we have to swap over, it should be quick and painless, I hope.
Mediocrely painless.
We try to go with the cameras because it's a better, with the phone because it's a better camera.
Yeah.
But
hey, Catherine.
If we have to swap to the webcam, we will.
Yes. Wow.
Catherine still has a coyote problem.
Yeah,
I just saw that a few minutes ago.
Hey,
Reba.
It got her, sweet girl. From Harrison, Arkansas. Hey, Reba.
All right, we've kind of stalled for a few minutes, so go ahead. What? Get started. Chop, chop. Let's go.
What? How did you guys? Did y'all have a good weekend?
Hey, Kevin.
We've gotten
Kevin gets a late fee. He's always trying to charge me a late fee.
Deduction for being present. We tried something new yesterday.
That's not what I wanted to do.
Oh.
Anyway, go ahead.
Not paying you no attention.
Go ahead. Carol's got
prayer for a friend struggling with loneliness and depression. And that's a real thing to struggle with.
I need to try to do something.
There's Nene.
I'm
sure Pop's listening too. Right, if he hears me, he'll come running. He's eating some dinner.
Not all of it, just some.
No, really, just some. He's not eating all his dinner right now. It's just some of it.
He'll be asleep.
Everybody's gonna stare at the top of your head.
Look, I'm trying to do something here.
3B found deer tracks in their garden. We find them in ours quite a bit. Thinking about having to put up a fence around them. We'll have to see, though.
I'm going to figure out how to do it. Go ahead.
What are you doing?
No, just keep going. There's John from Kentucky. He's got all the bourbon.
Yeah. Aussie Cool said your head's nice and shiny.
I took a haircut.
He did take a haircut yesterday.
Yeah.
This morning? Yesterday. GNCG said the Premier One white and black fences keep deer out of hers. Here comes Chance.
If they want in there bad enough, it won't. They'll go right over that. I've already seen that happen. We still had to spray the peas with deer out.
We did. I wonder if we were to put some of them flags up that wave and has all the colors.
It would probably work for a little while, but once the deer figure it out, they'll go anyway.
Yeah. Hey, Brown Thumb. Meg just finished putting together an ice cream mixture and has it in the fridge chilling. That sounds really good. Some homemade ice cream.
Maybe we can do that this summer.
I want one of them old school ones that's real loud.
Why do you want it to be loud?
Because it's memories.
Oh.
Memories all alone in the moonlight.
We're trying to keep people on here. So talk about your
Guys,
live
let's
yesterday.
talk about that and keeping people
That we
on here.
had lots of questions
So-
about that live.
If you're on on Facebook, you did not get to be part of our live yesterday. We did a spontaneous live because YouTube keeps saying, do a live, do a live. Is Facebook connected? I don't see not a single person from Facebook. Scroll up.
I don't know.
Oh, there's one. Okay. Okay.
Yep, Crystal and Hillary's on here from Facebook.
Okay. I was gonna say I
The
see lots of
Facebook
red.
crowd must be slacking tonight.
Well, YouTube keeps telling us do a live, do a live.
There's Marion Wilson
And
and
you gotta-
Robin Steele from Facebook. Okay, we got some Facebook on here. Janet Stevens.
And you got to do it vertical. So what y'all see right now is horizontal. And so when you see like the shorts and the reels and all, those are vertical. Well, it wanted us to do our live vertically. So I said, well, we'll try it. We'll see what this is about because it kept pushing it. So we did. And YouTube pushed it. Look, there's all the Facebooks.
Yeah, they're letting me know. I saw a few on there.
So what happens is on YouTube, there's a spot where you can click to see who is live currently. And it's not like on this where only our subscribers can see. On there, you can see anybody that's live at that moment and join their chat. So I went live with the kids while Nick was planting some peas, and we just sat with the animals and all, and we had over 14,000 people click in and out of that live in an hour and 20 minutes. Was it an hour and 20 minutes?
Yeah, something like that.
14,000. So, and I didn't really care for it because there was a lot of people we didn't know. There was some rude people, rude comments. But we tried it, and I don't know if we'll do it again. I might do it just periodically over the next few weeks just to see.
Here's the advantage of it. And I know there were a lot of people that commented that they didn't like the vertical. Some couldn't see it as well. Some it looks weird on their TVs. And I saw a post on the YouTube creators page that talked about trying to find a fix for the way it looks on when you're watching it on TV.
Yeah.
Because it looks really weird doing vertical when they're on TV. We can't see the comments as well.
No.
Can't see as many of them.
Right.
But what the advantage is that it puts it in a shorts feed. So when we put a short on YouTube, it can be pushed everywhere.
Yeah, to anybody,
If
not just our
Yeah.
subscribers.
When we do a live on StreamYard, it is only going to people that are subscribed.
Yes.
Now, people can click in, but it's not pushing it like it does a shorts feed.
Right.
The shorts feed goes everywhere, and that's why on this live, right now I'm looking at 129 people on here. Well, Zoe was averaging about 268 and wasn't even on Facebook.
Right.
That was just YouTube. But you had 14,000 views on it. So it got exposure to a lot of people that might not normally see our channel.
And so
That was the advantage of it.
For a creator, that 14,000 pays better, than what 200 does. And it's it's not to replace our normal lives on our Sunday and Wednesdays. It was just a pop up to see, to see what it could do.
It's not replacing anything, but I asked because I saw Brandon doing a live vertically, and I'm like, is he doing this as a reel or what? And then I started reading about it. I had some other creators tell me, hey, that's something that YouTube is pushing. So I looked it up and started reading about it and found out that it puts it on the shorts feed and all that. And I think that's a good thing
would do
exposure-wise.
Yeah, what I would do is if we're going to just sit still and do it, is maybe set up your phone beside it and go live on Facebook simultaneously. just
So-
have one
so
on
you
Facebook.
don't have anybody
and one-
left out.
Yeah, because I like for everybody to be able to see because everybody enjoys it. And we enjoy it. We enjoy the interaction. So,
Deb said most of the time she watches on Facebook, but she did catch most of the live yesterday. Lori, I don't know if you saw it. We got a lot of punks too. Zoe got a lot of rude comments. I was planting peas, but I put the phone in my shirt pocket so that I could listen. Because I was like, if Zoe's going live with all three kids, there is going to be some chaos, and somebody is going to end up being sent to help me. I already knew.
well, it didn't happen. They did pretty good, and everybody enjoyed it. Edie said she thought Chance was pretty talkative, and he was. He did well, and she got a kick out of someone saying he was cute.
There were somebody's nieces and something. I heard it. It was in my pocket.
Yeah.
But either way, I heard Zoe reading some of the comments, so I scrolled over there, and I still haven't managed to make Kevin add me, and that's actually what I was trying to do a while ago, and I'm gonna have to get him to tell me even how to do it.
I want to do that and Catherine.
Every time I have a question about how to do something, I have to text Kevin.
Yeah.
And like on the lives he's a moderator on, he sets the speed and all this, and I have no clue how to do any of that.
Do any of that.
No.
We don't need it, but
So I'm gonna ask Kevin, hey, how do I make you a moderator? Because I know he'll take care of it. But I had to get on there and block a few people, and then I actually read some comments, and Catherine had answered one that wasn't rude. It was just she had answered it, and then there were some more rude ones I went ahead and took care of.
Melba said it was very rude. She couldn't believe someone would be that way. People,
you'd be surprised.
Yeah, we're dealing with a lot of the comments right now still because Rhett's real about him backing up Nick's truck. It's still they're steadily coming in as we're live right now.
Well, it's not people that normally watch you. It's on a short, so you get a lot of people that just do it thinking they're funny. Right. It doesn't matter.
And if it's gonna be anything that's like important.
See, CS Nanny had to get off there yesterday. She couldn't see it very well, and I got a comment from somebody else that said I have trouble seeing, and I watch it on my TV. So, I mean, I don't want to leave anybody out, but it does give the channel exposure. Lori said, I'm getting confused. Does Farmer Rhett have a job or not?
So let's talk about that.
Well, it's in my notes to talk about the Rhett saga.
Hey, Brown Farmhouse. So the Rhett saga.
Hey, Nico and Natalie.
So part one was Rhett backing me up with the Pringles in his hand and getting upset. Not upset, getting frustrated with me because I wasn't paying attention.
But it wasn't mean frustrated. He kind of grinned at you and
he said,
rolled his eyes, whatever.
Right. So then Nick said, well, let's do one of him backing me up, and it working just fine.
But make sure you circle the camera, which a lot of people are missing.
Yeah, because they didn't watch that.
I did it as a joke.
Right.
And I was like, it's going to be dad and son's on the same page, but make sure you circle the camera at the end. And Zoe's like, okay, we'll go with that.
Yeah. So...
Hey, Tony, go ahead.
Yeah, see, the comments are flooding still from that one. So that video went viral, and he's got 2.2 million, and it's steadily 2.4 million, and it's steadily climbing on that one. So then we did one where, because everybody has become experts to let us know that he, at 5 years old, should know proper hand signals and should know how to back up a trailer correctly, because if we don't teach him now, he will never, ever, ever know how to do it. Yep, ever.
That's what they say.
So that one time we videoed him backing you up, he will never learn from that. So Nick said he would make that little video of Rhett getting fired.
Well, I thought about it because I was being sarcastic responding to some of those people. When he said, hey, you need to teach him to signal with both hands and this, that, and that. I said, yep, he's fired. And that's what I started commenting back to folks. Yep, he's fired. Being five's not an excuse. He's fired.
Right.
Well, I decided to make a video about it. look, I'm still, y'all, you need to understand, I'm
Look up
still
there.
doing it just to be funny. I'm sorry, I was reading comments here. I'm still just doing it to be funny. It's all a joke.
Yeah.
Now people are getting on me because how dare I fire Rhett? They're so mad at me.
So, Rhett,
People are mad at me. I was like, we're still in negotiations.
and he asked me today, he said, am I still fired? He said, can I back you up? I said, yeah, buddy. He said, am I still fired? I was like, no, you can help me. He's like, yes.
Y'all, we got a video from his teachers. The one where he read off his demands that was filmed by his preschool teachers.
Yeah, they got in on it too with him.
They filmed it and sent it to us. And I was like, oh my gosh, Rhett's got representation. Then Londa's trying to represent him.
It's been fun, and it's still going, and we've got a couple more ideas of reels for that to keep it going a little bit.
Yeah.
But just don't worry,
Rhett's not going anywhere.
Rhett's still in videos.
He's kind of in tight with the owners.
Yeah, he kind of runs the show.
But I just saw, what did I see? Oh, Tony said he wished Catherine would fire him. And then Melba said, my dad fired me weekly.
Well, that's kind of how we are with him. And
well, y'all.
So anything y'all see pertaining to Rhett being fired, it's all fun and games. We do have a few more reels to make about that.
We've got a couple more that we're going to put out about the negotiations, but it's just to be funny. There's going to be a lot of people that don't watch the lives that are seeing it, but you have people commenting on multiple videos, so they're watching multiple ones and they still don't follow the channel.
Yeah.
So it's funny that they're watching that.
Yeah. Justice, I love the sarcasm in the videos. Great idea to get views. I mean, it's fun. It's been.
Brenda's watching the race. She's not fooling with us. That's okay, Brenda. Kevin said if Rhett's willing to relocate to Arkansas, they're looking for a few good workers.
I don't know. He likes to sit and pet the animals.
Let me tell you what he said on the way to church.
It's fine. Just cut it out.
So, Rhett asked me this morning on the way to church. He said, we could go to church with Cassie. Just out of the blue. We weren't talking about anything. I had a meeting after church, so Rhett and I were riding.
What?
We're riding separate from Zoe and the other kids, but we were all going. So he's like, we could go to church with Cassie. And I said, buddy, we would be really, really late if we tried to go to church with Cassie. He said, no, we could just move to Oklahoma and I could go to school with Ransom and I could see Abby and Izzy. And I said, buddy, Abby and Izzy are from Arkansas. He doesn't differentiate that. He knows all those people are Oklahoma. That's what I got so tickled. He said, I could see Abby and Izzy, and I could go to school with Ransom. Buddy, they are a little bit more spread out than that.
He's taking a little bit of time to get everywhere he needed to be.
Well, I'm not done. We were pulling in. Now, this is as we were not far from the house. So we're pulling in at the church, and he said, what about Mr. Brandon? Does he go to church with Cassie? And I said, just when they're eating, buddy. But he got me so tickled this morning. I was like, we're not moving.
Lori said, does he know all the states yet? How's he going to graduate preschool?
He does not, Lori. He's way behind. We got to get him to learn those hand signals before we can teach him the states. But he got me tickled this morning. I thought that was so funny because he wanted to go to church with Cassie. I was like, we're going to be late.
It's good to know he can go to church with Cassie when he wants to, though.
Well, I'm sure there would be an open invitation.
Grammy said he's getting bad as his mama about Oklahoma.
Katie's gonna vote for Rhett for president.
Oh man, gonna give him a big old head.
There ain't no telling. We might have to do that too. He gonna make the farm great again or something. So you were talking about Facebook. I had a note on here.
Yeah.
If you are watching on Facebook, take just a minute and check and see if you're actually following the page. I have people. I was looking through it today.
Lori, I don't know if that's true or not.
What?
You can't be president if you don't know the states by now.
I think he's got a little bit more time because, well, I'm not. Lori, you are not dragging me into talking about who we got right now. I'm fairly certain he don't know the states either. But,
that's right.
Check and see if you are following, because when I was going through followers today, there were some that had invited out by their name, and it's people that comment every video.
Mm-hmm.
People that are on everything. They watch everything. They talk to us about everything, and it still says invited by their name. So you may not even be following. That may be why you're not getting notifications.
That's right. Yeah.
So just check, if you don't mind. Go to the page and see if it says that you are actually following. You may have just liked it, and that's why you're not getting notifications.
Yeah.
I get lots of messages about people not getting notifications, and when I saw that today, I mean, there's people I recognize their name. I know where they're from. It still said invited out by their name. Well, that's why they're not getting stuff.
Hey, Abby and Easy. Hey, girls.
Are they on?
Abby and Easy said hi, Zoe.
They always gonna say hi to
They're
Zoe.
not gonna say hi to you.
Well, Abby asked me to buy her an animal.
And you didn't, so she won't tell you hey.
Maybe that's it.
Offsie said when she's moody, she removes subscribers.
Like,
well, Offsie, I can't see the picture. I don't want to say she if it's he, but I'm pretty certain it's she.
I don't know. I can't tell what the little icon is. All right, so
let's talk about our videos.
Well, you've kind of talked about the shorts. Kind
we did a little bit.
The Rhett saga,
I am
but you,
she.
huh?
I am she.
Okay. Well, we can't see the picture, so. Yeah. Lori said, I've somehow been unsubscribed to several channels and how to resubscribe. I've heard that a lot on Facebook. We have heard that,
Lori, yeah.
I mean, YouTube, but I saw somebody say that Ginger said I left Facebook for that very reason. They would unfollow people all the time. Mm-hmm. It may be the same thing as being unsubscribed from YouTube.
Yeah.
But look, it's names I recognized. It wasn't people like, well, I don't know if they follow or not. This is people that comment all the time. They're like top commenters on stuff. And it still had invited out beside it. I'm like, they're not even following.
Scroll.
Answer Jane.
And just a simple question. Is a chore the same as a job? No.
You don't think so?
A chore the same as a job? No. Our children have chores they don't get paid for. A job you're going to make income with.
That's a good answer.
We all have chores that we do, but we have jobs that we do to help cover.
Yeah, it pays feed bills.
Yeah. But the kids, we all have a chore that we take care of as part of living here and being part of it.
That makes sense. That's a good answer.
Somebody asked who Abby and Izzy are. They are the Grounds Family Farm kids, the girls.
Who had to ask who Abby and Izzy were?
Let's see. She said, did I miss something? Go on back up. I can't remember who it was.
Uh-oh.
Keep going. Keep going. Right there, Miss Janet. Who's Abby and Izzy? They're Kevin and Kimberly's daughters, Abby and Izzy.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure. So if you watch Brandon, you've heard Kevin a lot and seen Kevin a lot. I don't know if he's probably popped up on one of our older videos. I don't think we filmed enough at the auction for Kevin and Kimberly to be on there. But if y'all get a kick out of Farmer Rhett, then you're also going to like Abby and Izzy.
Yes.
So go over and at least check out Grounds Family Farm because
Yeah.
they are good friends of ours.
Good
He's
people.
probably, if I can figure out how to do it or get him to tell me how to do it, I'm going to make him a moderator on here anyway. Him and Catherine, they'll take care of folks. But
No.
no, I'm not getting into the politics thing.
Grounds, GROWNS.
Well, Geneva said when you say Kevin, I think of Hidden Heights Farm.
Right,
That's
yeah.
understandable too.
Rhymes with crowns, G grounds. Like
that's what Lori calls him. Lori calls him Grounds rhymes with crayons.
Well, who was it that kept saying grounds like coffee grounds? And I was like, no, that
It's
is
still
not
the same
right.
thing.
That it's not. You have to search. You need to ring the bell to be notified. Okay.
Okay.
I thought you were saying Browns. No. GROWNS.
Well, now Browns was on here too a few minutes ago. He had a really good video I watched today.
I wish I had the mouse. I could look at stuff that I haven't.
What do you want?
I don't know. I'm just trying to figure something out.
Well, you have to tell me. We can't both have the mouse.
I know. Keep going. Okay. Go back down. Just checking.
Well, now you didn't even tell me. Anyway, go ahead.
Important.
So chores get
you 3 meals a day and a half size bed. That's right.
That works.
Man, that's yep.
What did Catherine say? Somebody said, I'm gonna bring the baked goods by and we will try them together.
So I think I was explaining that yesterday. I took three sandwich cookies to Catherine to stick in her freeze dryer. And we're going to see how baked goods come out freeze dried. I'm kind of excited to try it.
Tanya said, I wonder where their name came from. Whose name? Are you talking about Grounds?
Uh-huh.
That's his last name.
Yes. Ginger said Nico's video today was awesome. It absolutely was.
Spot on. Do you know that the clips he showed, I had never seen stuff about that? Mm. Now, you were telling me about that ballet farm, whatever, that you had watched it before.
Mm-hmm.
But Kevin said, I got it from my daddy's side.
I almost said he got it from his daddy. I almost said that.
Aussie Cole said, what happens if you flick the like button on and off?
We'll go up, down, up, down, up, down.
You think?
Yeah.
It probably would. I had not seen any of those comments, but I found that really interesting.
The way that people's mindset.
And I don't know if you are homesteading, I think it would be rare for you to be wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
I just found that odd.
Yeah.
But some of the people that were commentating on that type of thing, I don't know that I would put a whole lot of validity in their opinion. But I think that just because somebody is wealthy doesn't mean that they can't live that lifestyle.
That's right.
I don't think that's got anything to do with it.
Yeah.
But I think there's probably a lot fewer trying to do it than that are not wealthy. But y'all, if you haven't watched that video, go to Brown's Farmhouse and watch the video today, Why People Hate Homesteaders.
Yeah, it was really good.
I think he actually posted it yesterday. I watched it today. I caught up on it today. I think he posted yesterday.
When you watched it, it had been I thought 6 hours or so.
Oh, he posted it this morning?
I think so.
Okay. Well, I knew I was just behind a little bit, but
yeah, our Brown
Farmhouse. Man, ain't that what I said?
You said Brown's Farmhouse.
Oh, I guess I need to say the whole thing.
Yeah,
Our Brown Farmhouse. I'm sorry.
Hey,
everybody knows who Nico is. But yes, it's Our Brown Farmhouse. And that video will open your eyes a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, it was good stuff. I like that he feel his
He's still here.
content. Yeah, his content is backed up with facts. Like he don't just spit stuff out.
Oh no,
He's showing the clips and talking about them. These are not just. This is not just Nico's opinion.
Well, it's just if people are watching our content, then they're going to understand that breakdown.
Yeah.
And I thought it was a really well done video because I had not seen these type comments.
Yeah.
And that's weird. Christy's saying hello to Lori, the friend that loves to be hugged.
That's forever going to be her name.
And she's going to call her Jones
Christy.
Anyway.
Talking to Nick.
Anyway. All right. So, one more short we hadn't talked about.
Yeah.
What you found in the old pig pen.
The one that people beat you up about. Pumpkins.
Oh. Because I said, no, not you.
Yeah. You said the gift that keeps on giving, and then you said, no, not you. You were talking about the pumpkins.
I did get hammered for that. A couple of different comments was like, Zoe is such a gift to you. And y'all, I'm not arguing with you. I was just joking.
But we have several. Now, I'm going to say they may not do too good. Pumpkins, you almost have to baby. And we've had them come up
I
before.
have no idea how to grow pumpkins.
We've had them come up before, and they would get about this big before the, whatever those bugs are, would get to them, like squash bugs.
Mm-hmm.
And
the squash borers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we just found them, and there's several that are this size on there. Several. So we'll see what happens. We're going to just let nature do its thing. Well, I'm going to cut the grass back around them so it don't weed them out.
Well, this has been a couple of weeks ago when I first started tilling. I went out there, and this is where the pigs were. There was like no grass. It was all dirt. It was the ugliest spot on the entire farm. And I went over it with the tiller.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's wild too.
I think it might have been at the Okie where Brandon actually asked me how long did it really take you to do that. And I said, dude, it was like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, it was seriously, I just ran over it with the tiller because they had some wallows and stuff there. So I went over it with the tiller to level it back out and break up that hard pan ground. And now it's covered in grass. It's fine, but Zoe has this one spot where one of their wallows were, and I guarantee you it's well fertilized because that spot was awful.
Yeah.
But that's where the pumpkins are growing. Oh my gosh.
That's true, Nico.
Nico said, unfortunately, many of the people I used in the video have big followings, so they're pushing a false narrative. That is a problem I see a lot on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, everywhere you see people are pushing a lot of false information.
Yeah, and scare tactics.
One thing I absolutely despise are some of these farming pages, and people ask for advice. They're genuinely asking what they should do. Mm-hmm. And you have 50 or 100 people that answer that apple cider vinegar and diatomaceous earth fix everything. And that is simply not true. Every ailment a chicken has is not going to be fixed with apple cider vinegar. That's a preventative, y'all. It's a preventative. You've got to be early. Even Jason has told people in organic gardening, you have to do it ahead of time. Mm-hmm. Once you have a problem, it ain't going to fix it. Mm-mm. And I'm sorry, but if your chickens are eat up with mites, putting diatomaceous earth in their coop ain't going to fix it. Mm-mm. But anyway, whatever. I'll get off that soapbox.
Melba said, are you talking about volunteer plants that's ran through the animals?
Yes.
Yes.
Melba, absolutely. We fed...
Every fall, we would feed our pumpkins to our pigs, or people would give us pumpkins because pumpkins are a natural dewormer. What's the right word?
It's a dewormer.
And for goats, pigs, any kind of animals can have it. And so we would give it to them all. And so the pigs would eat it, digest it, poop it. And then Nick came through, tilled it all up. And now we've got pumpkins growing.
And Kevin said it's crazy what a little tillage will do. So I ran a little bit of an experiment. This is before we ever had pigs.
Mm-hmm.
I had watched Joel Salatin talk about running pigs over ground and the little bit of ground disturbance caused grass to grow, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, I already know that bush hogging, brush hogging, whatever y'all want to call it, cutting, we call it bush hogging down here. So cutting your fields, it's basically just adding mulch. You're leaving it laying there, and it greens everything up. It's beautiful. I mean, it came back after a couple of cuttings in our pasture. Our pasture was lush and green and beautiful. Yes, Lori, I know
Brush.
in your area y'all call it brush. As a matter of fact, I heard Gary say he brush hogged that area where he moved the chickens. So I get it. But ours is bush hog because there's a brand of cutter here that's made by this bush hog, and their plant is in Selma, Alabama.
Yeah.
But anyway, so I had heard Joe Salton say that ground disturbance would cause it growing. So I went to an area that just had what?
Kevin said it's okay to be wrong. It's definitely bush.
Okay, so Arkansas calls it bush hogging too. I'm glad to hear it. Lori said she was proud of Gary.
Yeah.
But I ran the tiller and I did not till it to dirt. Do you remember the area between the pines?
Mm-hmm.
So all that was growing there was briars.
Mm-hmm.
It was terrible. And I ran the tiller through there. I'm talking about one pass. Just one pass. Just chopped up the ground. And I turned around and came back the other side. Just chopped up the ground. That's all.
Bye, Tony. Good night.
Lori was born and raised in Arkansas, so not all of it. But that was the prettiest grass on our farm for a long time. And it only took like a couple of weeks. But just chopping up that ground brought it back. Kevin said you've been gone too long and forgot your raising.
That's right.
But he's right. You'd be surprised what a little tillage would do. So I just leveled the ground out. And it was dirt. Y'all, I didn't put any seed out, nothing. It was dirt. And I ran over it, chopped up the ground, got it leveled back out where the walls were, and now it's beautiful green grass and a bunch of pumpkins.
Yeah, several. Probably 4 or 5. All it needed was those. I saw the seeds needed, Meg said.
That's right. That's all. That's all they had to have.
To be turned.
Just turning them over a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But if you've got bad spots on your property, just tear the ground up a little bit. It's like a golf course aerating their fairways. It's the same thing. You're just chopping up the ground a little bit. You don't have to turn it to dirt.
No, You're just disturbing the soil bed.
Yeah, and if you run ducks and geese over it, then that just brings it to a whole new level.
It does.
Chickens too. All right.
How is Hoss?
Hoss eats way too much. That little sucker. I know why they had to get rid of all them puppies. You couldn't afford to feed them all.
But he's not heavy.
No, he's not. He's not fat.
He's not.
But he is a chunk. He is big. And Blizzard is bigger than he is, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I think I said that the other day. Hoss is a big one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he fits his name, but I think Blizzard's bigger than he is.
Mm-hmm.
The last video I saw of him, he looked like he was. Do you ever go over where the blackberries are with the tiller? No, I have not yet. Well,
you say that. We turned it last year for dove hunting, and the blackberries came back.
I haven't done it this year.
No, not this
year.
He
said Blizzard is always eating. Yep. Well, Hoss still eats eaty.
Yeah. And then he goes and lays down.
Yep, that's about the extent of Hoss.
But the blackberries, We chopped them. I mean, y'all tilled it up when y'all planted for the dove field last year, and they came back.
Oh yeah, they'll come back, no problem.
Because we didn't do a big till. You just did a top till. I don't know how to say that. It's just the top layer y'all flipped.
Yeah, that's all.
Didn't
I
do
mean,
a real
it didn't
deep
get,
one.
but you're not going to take out the blackberries because they were there when we tilled it. They're going to come back.
Yeah. Is it raining?
No, it's the.
Oh.
Lori said I already hit the like button. Should I do it again?
Now you hit the heart button. Means
Yeah.
you're trying to give a hug.
Kevin said he bush hogged a bunch of wild blackberries. Y'all, I'm glad there's other people that call them wild blackberries. I realize the actual name is dewberry, and every year, we get hammered in the comments. That's not blackberries. Yes, it is. It's a wild blackberry. We talked about it the other day. It's called a dewberry, but it's still a wild blackberry.
Ginger said I'll have to write down or record my Zoeisms. They lost their most beloved baseball coach this week and had a celebration of life and wanted a beautiful sign with Boothisms on it. And she thought of me. That's pretty cool. But don't wait till I'm
we
gone.
don't need to wait for your funeral.
No, please don't. Because then you're going to make them up.
I won't be here for your funeral anyway. Don't worry about that.
Well, if you're going down, I'm going down with you.
Let's not talk about funerals. All right. So we got that one.
Uh-huh.
We need to talk about the video. Hey, there's one. Joe got a great idea. Y'all need to like and subscribe. Thanks, Joe.
Put a page on your website of Zoeisms. That's cute. That would be good.
Hey,
Mackenzie.
Kevin, we need to do that. We're trying to do a t-shirt of Zoeisms, but we couldn't fit them all on there. There were too many. We figured it out. We actually tried a design one time, and we couldn't figure out which ones we wanted to leave off. Yes, Lori, you're supposed to subscribe again.
I don't know what face to put on my shirt.
We weren't going to even put a face, just trying to list all the Zoeisms. We ran out of room.
That's okay. So if you guys watched the video, our white peacock escaped.
Our silver pied peacock.
Same thing. He's white with colors.
Yeah.
He escaped. Chance let him out accidentally when he was feeding, and he said, "Oh, the peacock is hanging out over there." And we're like, "The new one?" Yeah, he's hanging out outside the pen. Oh, okay. So you were gonna tell us when?
Well, I think it had just happened, but he said, "Hey, the new peacocks got out." I said, "Both of them?" And he said,
Ginger, yes, I like that idea.
He said, "No, it's the white one." He said the peahens got out. And I said, "Well, Chance Brook was already out." I said, "Are you talking about the white one?" And he said, "Well, the white one with the colors." And I said, "That's a peacock."
Yeah.
And he said, "Well, he got out." And I said, "How?" "Well, I didn't shut the door good."
So he escaped.
And he got out. And I was like, "Oh, gosh." Well, luckily we got over there. And if you haven't gotten to see it on Facebook yet, that's because I posted the video to Facebook like 20 minutes before we went live. But he was just walking around with Jason.
We finished eating our lunch and we walked over there, and me and Nick were going to kind of come in together and get him corralled. And they're just hanging out. They were just walking around together. We didn't want them to jump up on the fence and take off. So we were, going kind of slow. But we moseyed him in there and got him back in where he goes. And he's been in there since. Now we just had to remind them to be careful on the coop door.
Christy said first ret, and now Chance is getting fired.
We can't keep firing everybody. I'm going to have to do something.
Kevin, I'm glad you didn't get to see. He said, I'm trying to remember that Facebook can't see a lot of. He said that would have been a funny video watching y'all try to catch a wild peacock.
I don't know if I would have tried. I was scared.
We were trying
stick
to
him.
move slow enough that we made sure he didn't fly over that fence.
Yeah.
I didn't
We
want him
kept
to
getting
take
between
off.
him and the fence, whichever way we moved was, because I was scared to death. Because if he would have got over the fence, it'd been game over. Him and Jason would have took off, because you never know where Jason's gonna be. But the way he was acting, I don't think he was gonna try to leave, because he was with other peacocks.
He didn't act like he was trying to. He wanted back in that pen.
Yeah.
He kept going around and around it. So 3B Homestead said Colton just disposed of a chicken snake under their porch, right by the truck. As long as it's not like Catherine's rattlesnakes.
Oof.
I can deal with chicken snakes. That's not a big deal. But I do not want to deal with Catherine's rattlesnake.
CS Nanny says she took Jason's advice and no longer has anything to do with Facebook. Yeah, it can be frustrating.
Well, we do still try to include everything on Facebook because we have a lot of followers that's still there. A lot of people that have been with us a long time. Some have been with us from the very beginning.
Well, and as we're getting into the summer months, we have chicken that we raise, and we have, vegetables and my baked stuff. That's how we put
all that goes on Facebook.
And all.
Yeah, because all that's local, so it wouldn't do us any good posting on YouTube community because you can't get it to them.
Yeah.
But the other part of the video was just trying to throw some information out there about how to even start a homestead. You would be surprised how often we get that comment. How do you start a homestead? How do you start a farm? You even had some on that live. Like, I live in the country, but what's it like to live on a farm?
Yeah, that was kind of
That's a hard explanation.
A farm, country is a way of living, I think. It's a type of living. A farm is a place. It's like a physical place where you raise things. It's constant work. Being in the country is not work.
You can just go home and be in the country, can't you?
It's a location, and then I don't know.
Well, a lot of we would get the question, how did you get started? How do you homestead? How can we do it? And the best thing I can tell you is just start a little bit at a time. I mean, I don't know how to break that down. But one thing I did think about is we fall into that trap a lot. If you try to make your vision come to life all at once, it's going to kill you. Yeah. You're just going to be financially and mentally and physically exhausted. And you cannot do it all at one time. You have to work your way up to where you want to be. We're still nowhere close to what our vision is. And I said in the video that Zoe reminds me, and I've reminded her several times, 1%. Remember, just 1%. Just get a little bit done. Because if you look at whole projects and you look at all the projects at once, it's overwhelming. But I got a message today from another channel, and I don't want to put it out there yet. I mean, I don't want to put anything negative. So it was a very, very small channel, and they's like, hey, what is an easy way to increase visibility? Well, the video didn't have anything to do with YouTube. Mm-mm. Our video was about homesteading in general. You can grow your vegetables on your porch. You could live in an apartment and homestead because you can grow your own stuff. What they're commenting or talking about is growing your own food and things like that. Well, you can do that anywhere.
Well, that's what I was going to say. You don't have to have 40 acres to be a homestead.
But this email was how do I? Well, number one, I'm no expert at it because I'm getting my butt handed to me every week on views, so I can't help you there. But my main point was there's not an easy way. Everybody's looking for an easy way for doing everything. There's not one. There's not an easy way to do this. There's not an easy way to homestead. There's not an easy way to build a farm. It's just not. You can't.
Mm-mm.
Our Brown Farmhouse said patience is the name of the game. And that's where I fall short. A lot of times I'm not patient enough. I want it to happen now, and it's not time.
That's right. And working just one thing at a time. I mean, it really it makes the difference to do one thing and do it right and do it good versus, having your hand in 15 buckets and everything's getting the short end of the stick because you're so overwhelmed.
I think Londo said what you were trying to say. Farming suggests self-sustaining lifestyle, which is brutally hard work. A country living suggests relaxation. I think that's pretty close. If you're in the country, you expect to slow down and
right.
relax, and there's no such thing.
Melva said her dad told her to put the laziest person in charge of something, they'll figure out the easiest way to do it. That's pretty accurate.
That is a very true statement.
Lori said it'd been easier before you fired your help.
Well, we can't have incompetence on our farm, Lori. Tanya said, I'm growing veggies in 6 grow bags and live in Montgomery.
Well,
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
People don't
that kind of stuff
that.
Is what I'm talking about.
When you think of homestead, you think of acres upon acres, and you can be self-sustainable right where you're at.
You don't have to.
You don't have to be. You work your way up. If your goal is to be on 40 acres, then don't do anything permanent now. You can grow things in pots and bags and rotationally graze your chickens around your yard. You don't have to go ahead and build 500 fences and and just work your way up to what your big goal is.
I think that may be where some of those people were coming from that said in order to do that you have to be rich. If you're going to build a farm all at one time, fill it with animals, build barns, put in gardens and everything, you'd have to be wealthy to do that, but that's not how it's done. That's not how anybody does it.
Joni says she can't imagine how difficult farming is if you have another full-time job on top of it with no rest. And try having kids in sports.
You are telling the truth, Joni.
It's not only is it more difficult because there's no rest, you feel like you're just not ever getting anywhere. Your projects, things that we can't, our friends who do this full time or full time on their farm, they're able to accomplish their tasks throughout the whole day. So then their evenings are spent at the ballparks or, enjoying their animals. And ours are just work, and get off work.
That's very true.
It's right now, it's hard to enjoy the farm.
But it gives you something to shoot for as you're working through that process. If you're able to do it for a living, and that's what you want to do for a living, that's how you. There are a lot of stories out there about people that left corporate jobs.
Mm-hmm.
They left their corporate job. They're not doing YouTube or anything else. I'm not talking about those.
Right.
I'm not talking about the guys that built a channel and left. I'm talking about people that just left a corporate job to said, I'm done with it. And they bought some acreage and started working it, and they sell vegetables or sell meat,
that's something
farm-grown meat, whatever. It's a huge risk, but they did it because they were done.
Mm-hmm.
They were done with living in the city. They wanted to know where their food was coming from. And that's our whole point, is trying to do it, is to know where that comes from.
Yeah.
We want to raise our kids in a different lifestyle.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Candy said, I've tried so hard to grow tomatoes, but these city squirrels just laugh at me and sit on my fence eating them.
Hey, Jody.
The man that runs Gentle Barn did that, quit his job to rescue farm animals. There's a lot of those stories out there.
There are. And you know, people who have dreams to have big homesteads, they can take their little homesteads now and sell their eggs and sell their vegetables and turn that around, put that away, you know, just to be able to put something away towards next goal. You know, if their next goal is I'm going to buy a little house on 5 acres, you put that egg money, vegetable money, anything, chicken money away. You can hatch chicks and turn around and resell them and make a little bit of profit.
Sure.
You know, if you don't have room but for 10 chicks, then you hatch 10 chicks and sell them and do it again. You just do it over and over again. You keep putting that money to the side, and eventually it's gonna help pay off something.
3B said if you didn't have all the animals, the garden, the farm, etc., you'd be wishing you did.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you keep getting more animals, keep growing your garden, keep adding on. That's exactly right. But Lori just basically said exactly what I was trying to say in the video. You can do a lot on a couple of acres.
You can. Mm-hmm.
You don't have to have a ton of equipment. You can do it with your bare hands, but a couple of acres, you can grow a lot of food and have chickens and everything else. And most areas, I know there are city ordinances against things, but most areas you're not going to have a problem as long as you don't have roosters.
CS Nanny said, I met a girl today that didn't know what apple butter was. I was shocked that that's the city girl. And Jody said she doesn't know what apple butter is. Is that an American thing? So
Probably.
Apple butter is
Jody,
like,
it probably is.
Yeah, it's kind of like applesauce. It would be your in your jams and jellies family. It's cooked down apples with some other stuff, and used to spread on biscuits or bagels or breakfast food. Mm-hmm.
All right. Did we have anything else before we're done here? So we kind of got off on the. Oh, we did have one more thing, but we kind of got off on the whole homesteading thing and went a little longer on it. But
see, Jody, a lot of people do that. They use applesauce for pork. We actually don't. I don't think I've ever done anything with apples and pork.
I have. You have too. You have eaten it. You just didn't do it.
What?
Had pork off the smoker that had applesauce in it. That was marinated with apple, was injected with apple and everything else.
Well,
you just didn't know it.
I've never done it myself.
Tell them what the event is.
Cowboy Short.
Cowboy Short sliding in here. Rent's not in here, but he'd have something to argue with Cowboy Short about, I'm sure. They would have a lively conversation, those two.
Londa said, going at your own pace is where the freedom of homesteading comes into play. Do what you can when you can, knowing that while there's always going to be something needing doing. That's very true.
Tell them what event we got coming up, because you have a lot more in that.
Yeah, so the
realm.
Great Fall Garden Festival, it's going to be our second annual Great Fall Garden Festival at the Petals from the Past. We are in the process of getting our lineup ready. I can't put all that out yet just because it's not in stone.
They haven't confirmed everybody that's going to be there yet, but
right.
we do know for sure that Cog Hill, G&G, us, Sneeds.
Londa will be there.
Londa will be there with Adventures with Me and T. So we don't have confirmation on all of them, but you do have the date, September the 14th.
Yeah.
And it is on the website.
Head Family, yeah.
Yeah, Head Family and
Just Dig It.
Just Dig It will definitely be there.
So we if that's something you guys know or you're planning to come to, go ahead and check out the website and just put in there so we have a head count.
It's free.
It is free.
It's a free event.
Just to kind of, yes, Reed Creek will be there. Just to kind of, give us an idea of how many people to expect.
That's right.
But we're looking forward to it. It's our second one. The first one went really well, and everybody will be able to sell some merch and products and
as we get closer to time, we'll be able to confirm the roster of who you'll see there.
Ginger said that she hopes it's not going to be super hot. That's her late birthday gift. Me too.
We hope it won't either, but September in Alabama, you never know. It could be a toss-up for anything. But this is a lot different than the Antiques in the Garden that we have in the spring. This is an actual YouTube event.
Yeah.
So you won't have all of the antique vendors. You're going to have vendors that are the YouTube meet and greet. Good night, Lori.
Good night, Lori. It's Petals from the Past in Jennison, Alabama. That's where we do the spring event. We'll do the fall one there as well. There should be some classes that they'll offer.
Oh yeah, there'll be some talks and things like that.
Yeah. And last year we did a what was the thing called where everybody brought stuff and put it in and it got judged? The country, I don't know exactly what it was called, but people brought, there's different categories. You had like pies.
Oh, yeah. Like stuff. You would have it like an old fashioned county fair.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was, and people would bring things to be judged and had some door prizes. And
Tanya said, "Are you going to do a dance?" Is she talking to you or Lori or
She's
who?
Talking to you.
She's not talking to me.
Well, last year, Dale had a dance set up.
She's not talking to me at all. The dancer in our family is Farmer Ritt.
Yeah. And I'm sure they'll have a football game that day, too.
Well,
we'll have to figure all that out. It is.
Last year, I had to leave a couple of hours early to travel down the road to take chance.
It was the farthest away game of the season, and it happened to be on the same day.
The most distant game we had, and we had to leave a couple hours early. Yeah. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
But
does anybody like to sing?
Zoe does. She's not good at it, but she likes to.
I love to sing, but I'm terrible at it. 3B said they'd like to come to one closer. They don't think she can get Colton to go to Alabama. Well, I'll tell you, we load up and go to Oklahoma like we're going down the road for dinner.
Apparently, because we go 3 or 4 times a year to Oklahoma. You've got no excuse, 3B. No excuses. And Brandon and Cassie with Walker Farm Fam, Cassie and Gary, they both came last year.
They did.
But they're having the other homesteading expo in Oklahoma City that same weekend. So we're still not sure who's coming where.
Right. Well, we do know that Gary and Cassie are not coming because Cassie's speaking there and with the little bear.
Well,
they can't leave.
They were not coming. They were not coming to the fall event before that because they needed to keep Little Bear closer by home. So we already knew they weren't going to make it.
Right.
You know, we had a video earlier in the year that she said will be in Alabama in September.
But that was before they got Little Bear.
That was before Little Bear. So that's just part of it.
Ooh, Meg does Sunday hymns. I'm going to have to go look at them. All right. Well, I have quiche in the oven. And I'm about to go fry some potatoes real quick.
Ground said 3B, it's only a short 10-hour drive for you.
So we will.
Well, that's nothing because we do a 10-hour drive multiple times a year to Oklahoma. But ours is 9.5, 10 hours. No problem.
Yeah.
Just go on a whim. Zoe just wants to go. Rhett wanted to go Sunday. Just drive to church. 10 hours.
We don't like to go 10 minutes down the road for dinner, but he wants to drive to Oklahoma to go to church.
Gene from Just Dig It can sing for everybody, Ginger. That is correct.
He can.
All right, Zoe, you ready to wrap up?
Yep. All right, guys. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Video on Tuesday and live Wednesday.
Bye.
Bye, y'all.